There are many ingredients needed to create a great racing game. Solid car handling, well-designed levels or world, a thrilling sense of speed and more. But in my opinion, one ingredient stands out as the key to elevating a good racing game into an amazing one. Jungle or drum and bass music. Drum and bass and racing games are like peanut butter and jelly. They complement each other perfectly. Drum and bass is a high-energy electronic music genre, characterized by rapid breakbeats, heavy bass lines and intricate rhythms. For over 30 years, it has been a staple in racing games. While drum and bass isn't exclusive to the genre, no other type of game has embraced it as consistently as racing games have. I'll get into why I think that is later, but first let's take a trip back to the early 90s, where it all began. The early 90s were a transformative period for dance music, driven by significant advancements in production hardware and software. During this time, the UK rave scene was thriving, giving rise to jungle, a genre that would soon evolve into drum and bass. Video games were evolving just as rapidly alongside the rave scene, with advancements in graphics, processing power and most importantly, memory, enabling the storage of high-quality audio samples. Both the rave scene and gaming shared a similar ethos, a love for escapism and a passion for pushing the boundaries of technology. It wasn't long before jungle and drum and bass began making their way into video game soundtracks. No video game genre was safe at the time. Platformers, fighting games, adventure titles and of course racing games. The earliest racing game I could find that incorporated this type of music was Ridge Racer from 1993. So, let's take a moment to journey from 1993 to the turn of the millennium and revisit some of the standout tracks from that era. I just love how experimental games of that era dared to be when it came to their music. If you're looking for more standout tracks from this time period, I highly recommend checking out Dedico on YouTube. He makes fantastic video game music mixes, including plenty of jungle and drum and bass. Alright, back to the timeline. After the turn of the millennium, the use of drum and bass in video games saw a noticeable decline. While there were occasional standouts, like the soundtracks of Unreal Tournament 3 or Tekken 5, these were the exceptions rather than the rule. The genre seemed to retreat into the more niche corners of gaming. However, racing games defied this trend, consistently delivering high-energy bangers that kept drum and bass alive and thriving within the medium. Some of my personal favorites come from the EA Black Box era of Need for Speed games, specifically the ones from Underground to Carbon. But it wasn't just this massive franchise that kept using drum and bass. Games like MotorStorm and Test Drive Unlimited also carried on the tradition. By the way, the song you're currently listening to is from that very game. As the 2010s rolled in, not much changed. Drum and bass remained underrepresented in video games overall. Yet, racing games continued to embrace the genre, with titles like Drive Club, Grip, Forza Horizon and the Need for Speed series not only paying homage to classic tracks, but also introducing fresh new sounds. Now, 30 years since the genre first made its mark on gaming, drum and bass still thrives within racing games. Why is that? While I can't give you a definitive answer, I can give you my personal take. First, the fast tempo and high energy of drum and bass make it a natural fit for racing games. These games are all about blistering speeds, and the genre's high beats per minute drums perfectly complement the fast-paced gameplay. Another reason drum and bass feels tailor-made for racing games is its ability to put me in the zone. While other EDM genres achieve this to some extent, nothing does it quite like drum and bass. By zone, I mean the flow state, where you're completely immersed and locked into the game. The repeating patterns, atmospheric pads, and vocal samples all contribute to this heightened sense of focus. And finally, drum and bass has a timeless quality. It sounded futuristic back in the 90s, and it still feels fresh today. Whether you're playing a gritty street racer or a futuristic title like Wipeout, drum and bass fits right in. It's fascinating to think about how music and gameplay can merge to elevate the experience, and how a genre born from a specific time and cultural movement can continue to thrive and evolve within a distinct genre of video games. And every time I play a new racing game and those crispy drums start kicking in, I cannot help but smile. That brings us to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it. I'd love to chat with you in the comments down below about all things racing and drum and bass. Please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. It would mean a lot. A huge shout out to my Patreons for their continued support. If you'd like to join them, the link is in the description. Alright, that's it from me. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.